Hello guys, this is Ultimate Chess Teacher, your official chess partner, and today I am back with another interesting topic for the beginner players, that is the Rook Mate in chess. And also I have a very interesting problem for the intermediate and advanced level players. Okay, so let us get started. Okay, so the first step in the Rook Mate is to place the rook on the rank which is adjacent to the opponent's king. So you can place it on the third rank or on the fifth rank. So now, where should you place it? Generally, you should place the rook on the rank which is closer to your king. So in this case, you can place it on the third rank. So the first step in the rook mate is similar to that of the queen mate. Now if you don't know how to mate with a king and a queen, then I will share the link in the description video and you can learn it from there. Okay, so let us continue. Now in the rook mate, we have two important ideas. The first one is to limit the territory of the opponent's king. So for example, black has this much of territory right now, and slowly we have to reduce that territory. So let us see how we do it. So this is one of the important things, and the second important thing is we should not give too many checks. Actually, we should only give one check, and the check should also be a checkmate. So let us get started. So white played rook h3, black played king f4. Now what we do? Now we see that the rook cannot advance. If the rook tries to go to g3, trying to limit the territory of the black king, black will simply take. So this is not a favorable variation for us. So let us go back. Now what should we do? We want to play rook g3 so that black's territory is limited, but black is not allowing us to do that. So what should we do? Okay, please pause the video and think for yourself. Okay, so we should play rook g3 with the help of the king. So the rook mate is nothing but king and rook coordination. So what should we do now? We should play king to f2. And now our idea is to play rook to g3, trying to limit the territory of the opponent's king. Now black plays king to e4. Now what do we do? Now you can see black still has the same territory. So how to limit this? Now we can play rook to g3. This is a good move. What we are doing, now the black's territory is shortened by one file. However, if we play rook to f3, this is a better move because the king's territory is further limited. Okay, so we can play rook f3. Now he plays king to d4. Now what I can do, I can again limit or shorten his territory while playing rook e3. Now you can see that on the previous move he had this much of territory, and now after I play this, his territory is again shortened. His territory only remains this. So now black has some problems. Now what will black do? If black continues to go on c4, now what can we do? Now we want to play rook to d3, but this is not possible because if we directly play rook d3, then the black king will take this. So this is not a good line. So now what we should do? We should play rook d3 with the help of the king. So we play king to e2. Now black will play king to d4. Now again we can play rook to d3, but here there should be fireworks in your head because this is a check. And do you remember the golden rule in rook mate? We should give only one check, and that check should be a checkmate. So rook d3 is not a good move. And the reason is because if we give rook d3 check, he can play king e4, and now again he has the same amount of territory. So this is not very good. So what we should do? We should play a waiting move with the king. Now, what is a waiting move? A waiting move is we should give our opponent a turn to play, and whatever he plays, then we will decide which move we will make. So we play king d2. White is simply waiting. Now, black has 2-3 options. If he plays king to c4, then we can play rook to d3 and limit his territory again, or he can go back king to d5. This is also a very interesting option. So suppose he plays king d5. Now what can we play? Now we have to again limit his territory. But if we try to do it with rook to e4, he can simply capture the rook. So this is not a good line. So what we should do? We should play king to d3. Now king to d3. Now what is our idea? We are going to play rook e4 on the next move, and he cannot take with the king because the king cannot come in contact with each other. So black has to do something. Black plays rook to c5. Oh, my mistake, king to c5. Now what can we do? You can pause the video and think for yourself. Okay, so now we have limited the opponent's territory too much. So his territory is now all these squares. So now what to do? We want to limit him further. So now we play rook to e4, and these two squares are now occupied by the white rook. So now black's territory is even shortened. So now he has a only 4x4 small box. So he has to roam inside that box. So black king plays king d5. Now what can we do? Now we have some good moves. Actually, only one good move. So can you find that move? If you answered king e3, please accept my congratulations. You are now understanding the patterns much better. But if you answered rook d4, then this move is completely wrong because this is a check. The moment you see a check, you should ask yourself that whether it is a checkmate or not. So let us continue. So white played king to e3. Now black played king to c5. Now this is black's territory and white wants to limit it. So white plays rook to d4, again limiting his territory. So this makes a 3x4 box. So it is again shortened. So now black plays king b5. Now we cannot simply play rook c4 directly because he will take. So we play king d3. He plays c5. Now again, we cannot play rook c4 because it is a check and he will go away. So we can play king to c3, and again we are making a waiting move. Now black he plays rook king to b5. Now what we can play? We again want to limit his territory. So what can we do? Please pause the video and think for yourself. If you said rook c4, you are absolutely right. So now let's see, he goes back. Now what we do? We want to play rook c4, but directly playing rook c5 will not work because he can take king takes c5. So we go to a two-step plan. We play king to b4, and now we want to play rook to c5. And then we will try to limit his territory further. So he plays king a3, we play rook to c5. Now the 3x4 box is over and he is only caught into a 3x3 box. So he plays king b6. Now we play king to c4. This is the correct move. And if we play a wrong move, so for example we play rook to b5, then he can play king to c6. And now you can see the 3x3 box is over and he has a huge box. So we should avoid this move and play the correct move, which is king to c4. So this is a nice move. So now he goes back, king to b7. Now what we should do? If you said king b5, please accept my congratulations. He plays king to a7. Now we go with rook to c6. He goes here. We go with king. Now he goes here. Now we have two moves. One is king b5 and other is rook to b6. Which one is correct? The answer is simple. Rook to b6 because it limits black's territory. So black only has two moves now. Okay. So he plays king to a8. Now what to do? Now we have two ways to go with the king. One is we can go king c6, king c7, or we can go king b5, king a6. Now let us see the first option, king b5. Now black plays king to a7. White will play king to a5. Black plays king to a8. And after we play king to a6, this is a stalemate. Now there is no way for white to win the game. So we should not do this. So now what we can do? We can play the other option, king to c6. This is very nice. Now what we do? We are not going to a6 and black still has two squares. Now he plays king a7. We play king to c7. He plays king a8. And now it is time to give a check. And that check is a checkmate. So look, we gave only one check and that is a checkmate. So please pause the video and find a one move mate for yourself. Okay, so the answer is rook to a6 and it's a checkmate. So this was all about the rook mate. So remember the two golden rules, that we should give only one check and we should minimize the opponent's territory by every move possible. So that was all for the beginner players, and now it's time for the intermediate and advanced level players. I will give you people a very interesting problem. The intermediate and advanced players, your wait is now over. So this is a very interesting problem about the king and the rook. So now let me explain you what is the problem. So now you have to move the rook only once and try to checkmate the black king. You can move the white king as many times as you want, but you have to move the white rook only once, and when you move it, it should be a checkmate. So like a normal rook mate, you cannot just keep on moving the rook here and there. Okay, so please pause the video and think for yourself. Okay, I will disclose the answer of this problem in my next video. So till then, stay tuned, bye bye, and if you know the answer already, then please type in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this problem and what is the concept that is applied to solve this problem. So friends, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, comment and press the bell icon to get more such updates. Thank you.